Taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is not about absorbing fault. It is about claiming agency. There is a difference. Marginalized leaders are often conditioned in two extremes: over responsibility for everything, powerlessness in the face of systems. Neither is leadership. Responsibility is the line between reaction and authority. What responsibility is not, it is not self-blame. It is not carrying other people's incompetence. It is not accepting systemic injustice as your personal failure. It is not martyrdom. Over responsibility leads to burnout. Under responsibility leads to stagnation. Leadership requires calibrated ownership, liberation, internal responsibility. Taking responsibility begins internally. I am responsible for my responses. I am responsible for my boundaries. I am responsible for the standards I tolerate. I am responsible for interrupting my own survival patterns. I may not be responsible for the bias in the room, but I am responsible for how I choose to navigate it. That is internal authority. Visibility. External responsibility. If I want influence, I must own visibility. I am responsible for naming my impact. I am responsible for initiating the hard conversation. I am responsible for positioning my work clearly. I am responsible for correcting misperceptions when they arise. Silence is a decision. Avoidance is a decision. Leadership requires deliberate action. Transformation. Systemic responsibility. Responsibility scales. If I see a broken norm and say nothing, I reinforce it. If I hold power and fail to sponsor others, I maintain inequity. If I benefit from a system and never challenge it, I sustain it. Taking responsibility at this level means I use my influence intentionally, not recklessly, not performatively, strategically. The discipline of responsibility. Taking responsibility means I stop waiting for permission, waiting for validation, or waiting for a system to correct itself. It means I assess what is within my control, what is within my influence, and what requires coalition. Then I act accordingly. The bottom line. Responsibility is not about control. It's about ownership. Ownership of my leadership. Ownership of my choices. Ownership of my impact. When I take responsibility, I stop leading from reaction. I lead from authority. And authority used with discipline changes systems.